All right, here we go, man. We back with another video. In this video, we'll be breaking down the Browns versus Steelers wildcard game. It was a wild game for sure, but I want to watch both sides. I was thinking about just watching the Browns offense go against Steelers defense and just talking about and examining how they jumped up on them that early. But then I thought through and I realized Steelers offense contributed to that breakdown as well. To the Browns running up the score like that. So I just felt like I wanted to do both sides. And just watch every play, see what the line was doing, the receivers, running backs, linebackers, everybody. So we're just gonna run through these plays. We'll get through the whole game. It's gonna be a pretty long video, but I think we'll enjoy it. Get straight into it. So here we are, starting off with the first play of the game. This should be the kickoff, and we'll go ahead and skip through this. All right, first play of the game. 6 seconds right off the clock, 1st and 10. We all know this is when the snap went over Ben's head. James Conner was tripping. Steelers get it. A great way to start off a playoff run. Everybody in the Browns organization, this is their first playoff experience. Very long time. Great way to just start off to end the playoff drought. Kind of play, bringing a lot of energy. If there was fans in the stands, they would have been going crazy. Browns up 6-0. I'll skip past this, and I'll skip kickoff. All right, so Steelers. Ooh. All right, 1st and 10. Back at it again. Motion, so it's looking like the same play they tried to run last time. They just ran off tackle. Blocking, great job of the safety. Look at the safety. I believe that's Carl Joseph from West Virginia. Very hard hitter, so loves to get involved in the run game. He's coming down from safety, and you don't see this too often. Watch him. So as of right now, I'll take it back a little bit. As of right now, pre-snap, they're running off tackle this way. So if you look at my mouse, the Browns, if he doesn't come down, this could be a really big play because the Browns and the Steelers are 3 for 3, which means this center, is his man here. Guard has his linebacker, and this tackle has his defensive end. And so, assuming they all make their blocks, James Conner, this is like a 10-yard run probably. If Carl Joseph doesn't come down as aggressively as he did. Like I said, he blocked his man, blocked his man, blocked his man. Carl Joseph came down to fill his gap, and it only allowed this to be a 3 or 4 yard run. So that's great run support by the safety. Great run support. 2nd and 7. So it was only a 3 yard run. Pump off pass. It was coverage for it. So it was too high. It's looking like cover 2. Are they playing cover 2? Too high safeties. Are they getting high and wide? This guy's going to be in the deep middle. And then the safeties, and the corners are going to play low in the flats. So I knew it was cover 2 when I saw this receiver go up top. He ran past the corner, but the corner stayed down low. Look at it. Yeah, it's cover 2. A great job of Ben just taking what was open, taking what the defense gave him. Great job. Then we'll see what the line does. From this view, it's easy. This view is good because you can see what the linemen do as far as their blocks. You can see if the defensive line stunts or anything. What's going on with the linebackers. So this view is very, very helpful. Good blocking. Stop. Play. 3rd and 3. Down 7. Run it back. So nobody was really open here. The Browns were playing man coverage. And when they sent Chase Claypool in that little little motion, he just motioned in and came back out. Pre-snap, pre-motion, it already looks like man coverage. It looks like they're bringing the house. The corners are like aligned over their men. So it's looking like man coverage anyway with one high safety. But when Chase Claypool comes in motion, and the corner follows him, it just kind of confirms it. Nobody was really open here. You can look at the bottom of the screen. Look at these two receivers at the bottom. The guy who ran out route was Juju. I was Juju. So he was open for a split second. But Ben still, he just threw a check down. James Conner. From this view, happens. That's who did. Nobody blitzed. Big Ben was kind of off balance with the pass. So he's accustomed to. Great job with James Conner. So these 1, 2, 3, and 4, where my mouse is, those are the normal 4 down linemen. So you expect them to come. But what Ben and James in the center are looking at are 2 of the inside linebackers, 44 and 93, looking like they're going to blitz in the A gaps. And these are the A gaps inside the center. So what James Conner does, he knows if he blitzes, he's going to be responsible. If both of these guys blitz, James Conner is responsible for picking up one of them. And so as soon as the ball snaps, he hops right in front of he hopped in front of Ben. So that's a great job being aware. Even though it was kind of easy read for him to know that they might have been blitzing. Great job of him being aware and jumping up on that high horse. And being ready to take on that block. Because you see how the center, he automatically went to that guy. Well, James would know he has this guy. And he was in position. If that guy came, he was in position. But they were just playing man coverage. And so 44 was just trying to get up on James. Which is why he was pressed up on the line so aggressively. 1st and 10. Great job of so what we've seen from that last series of plays, Ben has just been taking what the defense is giving him. Taking what they've been giving him. Check down. He threw a little out route. Taking what the defense is giving him. A great job so far. All right. We'll see it from the back view to see the blocking scheme. Ooh, so great creativity. So they bring, and I'll show it from top. So a lot of coaches, they don't use motion to their advantage. And as we can see here, how advantageous it can be. So this tight end right here, I think it might be Eric Ebron, but I'm not sure. I don't know all the Steelers players by heart, just off the number. So excuse me if I'm wrong on any names or anything. But I think this may be Eric Ebron, but regardless, what they do is send him in motion. So I'll play it in full speed and just watch him. So he didn't come in motion. Juju came in motion. But on the snap, Eric Ebron came. See how he came backside? Like on a little trap block. So that allows, so now that you see how he cut the defensive end backside. So now I'll go to the other view so you can see what that allows, what that opens up for the offense. So typically, if Pittsburgh's trying to go front side meaning a strong side with the run. So this left tackle, he's free. I don't know if he ended up blocking 44 or if he went further front side, but typically he would have to block this defensive end. But because Pittsburgh, one, they allowed Juju to come in motion to kind of hold him here because now he has to respect some type of jet sweep. But Eric Ebron comes in kind of a trap block and comes backside to block him. It allows the left tackle either to move up on a linebacker or to scoop block on this defensive tackle right here, which allows this left guard to move up on a linebacker. We'll see what actually happens. Yep, so he moved up on the linebacker. Exactly. So because he didn't have to worry about this defensive end, because Eric Ebron came back to trap him, he can move on the linebacker, which he didn't really secure the block. He kind of had patient feet, which makes sense because James Conner ran off the inside of his hip, so it would drag the linebacker to him. But little things like that, little wrinkles in that kind of offense, where you have trap blocks, you have motions, that kind of creativity allows for the offense to be so much more diverse, and it takes the weight off of the lineman, off of the running back, to have to make these big plays because guys are being manipulated by motion, by different alignments, different, like on that play, Eric Ebron came backside, and that's not normal, but it helped out the offense so much. A great play. We'll go to the next. We'll look at the down and distance. Back. Second and one. Second and one. Down 7. Browns playing off coverage. Tackle. Great stop, if that was a stop. So 93 ends up making a play. He's unaccounted for. Blocking scheme. So this is a great job by 93. So now I see it. So 66, he pulls. Every linebacker knows. And now when you get to the NFL, it can be tricky because they can manipulate you. But in high school and probably in these higher level colleges, Division One, single A, double A colleges, it's probably the same principles. But in high school, 100% of the time, for most people, when the guard pulls, he's taking you to the play. And as we can see now, number 66 pulls to kick out, I believe, this defensive end. And number 93 knows the guard is his key. And so when 66 pulls, the linebacker follows him right to the play. And you'll see it work perfectly. So watch 66 pull, 93 follows him right to the ball. Tackle, easy. Unblocked, unaccounted for. 66 pulls, 93 follows him right to the ball. Great job for him to watch his key. Now, what probably should have happened is the center and the guard, they're double teaming this center. This defensive, the nose guard, nose tackle. So they're doubling him. But what 77 wants to do, he has to come off of his block and block 93. So when 93, he's going to be patient. 71 is going to be patient. 71 is the left guard. They're going to double team this nose guard, and 71 is going to be patient. Once he sees 93 creeping over, over the ball to get to the ball carrier, he has to come off of his double team and close him off in his block. And I'll play it so you can see how it should look. So he's doubling. Once 93 takes another step, 77 has to be peeking out the corner of his eye so that way he can be ready to step off and secure that block. If he does, say he stonewalled right here where my mouse is, when James Conner hits this hole, there's nobody there but the safety. But because 71 never came off his block, and as you can see, look, 71 and I think Marquise Pouncey, they're just sitting on his nose guard, and nobody ever comes off. And Marquise was trying to double the backside tackle. But that linebacker was unaccounted for because nobody came off for their double team. But they still got the first down. Oh, no, they didn't. It's 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. So the Browns are 100% stacking the box. It's one-on-one coverage outside. I go in motion. So this is man coverage because follow them. Pull back dive. That's just a pretty grimy play. That's one of those plays where it don't even matter how they lined up. It don't matter who's blocking who. Just put a hat on the hat, meaning everybody blocks somebody. Push. Trying to get 12 inches. That's what they did right there. Great job. 1st and 10. Driving slowly but surely. Guys in motion. Probably. Go back. So Ben, he was off balance, tried to throw a check down. It was too high. Browns ended up picking it off. Watch it from this angle. So it's not looking like anybody's blitzing. Looking like just a normal 4 down front. So they sent Carl Joseph off the edge, and that kind of messed everything up. So look at 42 right here. They blitzed him, Carl Joseph. Blitzed him. Great pickup by Juju. I don't know what made Juju come off the block. So as you can look, a few steps after this, he looks at Ben, and then he comes off the block. I don't know why. He came off of it right here. Maybe not to get a holding penalty. I don't know. But that when he came off, Carl Joseph was able to rush Ben. And I also don't know why it took the running back so long to get into a check down. You see they're not coming. See, nobody's blitzing, so you got to get out of there. What are you doing worrying about this guy? This is not your responsibility. He has to get down into that check down. He was late, then rushed it. Exception. 1st and 10. Browns ball on their side of the field. Well, on Pittsburgh's side of the field. Great defense. So now what the Browns try to do, they try to manipulate. So earlier when I told you guys that the guard always takes you to the ball, this is an example of what I was saying as far as like in NFL, those principles might not always be the same because in the NFL they are able to manipulate you. These guys are a lot smarter. They have a lot more time to study, and so they can do more creative things. So in this example, this guard pulls, and it was a pass play. So you see that guard 77 pulls, and it was a pass. And as you can see, the linebackers, look at TJ Watt. He pulled, 41 even got sucked in. 41, I think he went for the play action. The guard pulls, sucks in the linebackers. It was a pass. But luckily, the DBs were super disciplined. DBs and linebackers, very disciplined. Stayed on their men. Now, what happened is they lost contain. So Cameron Hayward right here, he's the outside rusher. There's a defensive back out here. He's responsible for one of these men. I think 41 may be in coverage. I don't know what it. But Cameron Hayward is the outside rusher. What he ends up doing is slicing inside. He went for the play fake. He went for the pull. He sliced inside. And that allowed Baker Mayfield to get outside of the pocket. As an outside rusher, whether you're defensive end, outside linebacker, a corner coming on a slot blitz, whatever it is, you have to maintain outside contain. You have to, by any means. Like in no way, shape, or form should you give up outside contain, because that breaks down the entire defense and that makes everybody's job so much harder. And as we can see, I'll let it play. Cameron Hayward went inside, man. Went inside. He's the outside rusher. Got caught up inside and allowed Baker to get outside the pocket. Great job on the DB. Stand on their men and their man coverage. 2nd and 10. Empty. Empty meaning there's nobody in the backfield. The backfield is empty, which means there's 5 wide receivers. So there's 2 over here, and the tight end is attached. So it's an empty formation. Press 4. Great job. Baker just taking what they're giving them. Play it again. So it's his own coverage. Looking like it was cover 3. Baker just taking what the defense. And great job of the tight end. Then down in front of the guy, open zone, making himself big, a big easy target, and securing the catch. Got the box. So there was no stunts. They didn't do anything special. Vanilla defense, vanilla cover 3. And Baker just took what they gave him. Good job. So 3rd and 4. And because he just took what they gave him, it makes 3rd down a lot easier. Because if you try to make a play, maybe it's incomplete. Maybe the ball gets battered or whatever. And now it's 3rd and 10 or whatever. But now he took what they gave him, so it's 3rd and 4. Makes it a lot easier. Jarvis in motion. DB follow, so it's man coverage. No extra blitzers. Baker throws a dime. Jarvis makes a play. I will watch it again. That was a great route by Jarvis. Great route concept. Great play in general from the offensive coordinator. So they're in man coverage. You can break this one down. They're in man coverage. Jarvis is here pre-snap. He's in the slot up top on my mouse. He comes in motion all the way across. And so this play is really cool because they're in man coverage. So this route that Jarvis runs is a very, I don't know, it's very innovative in my opinion. You don't see it in high school a lot. They probably don't even see it a lot in the college game. But his route concept is really cool. So Jarvis comes in motion. And look at his route when he comes down here. So he angles outside. I mean, it is simple. So he angles outside. If you look at my mouse, I kind of trace his steps. And now I'll play it in slow-mo while playing it fast. But look at him. He comes off the line. He angles outside to kind of get the DB to open up and to widen. And look at the defensive back widening because Jarvis is running towards the sideline. Running towards the sideline for about 3 or 4 steps. Then he places his foot, cuts inside like a slant. Got him. Boom. The guy inside, is that Minka? I think this is Minka right here. Yeah, that is Minka. So Minka, he is the hook player. He has no idea that Jarvis is running a little slant route inside. He never looks. And so when Jarvis cuts inside right here, and the DB's widen, there's so much space. Now, that is a very hard throw because even though Minka didn't know he was there, it's just an awareness, like a kind of a mental awareness that you kind of have playing in the middle of the field like that. And so Minka's still in position to catch an interception if Baker throws the back pass. But Baker threw an absolute dime. And Jarvis had good focus to catch it, even though Minka looked like he was about to swat it. Jarvis caught it, made a move on the safety. Safety, that's bad ankle tackling. He took a horrible angle. Safety took a horrible angle. Jarvis broke that man down and off to the races. Great job breaking that tackle. Out of there. That's a great play. Great play by great route running by Jarvis. Great route running by Jarvis. Great throw by Baker. And great running catch. Great play. So now the Browns are up 14-0. And just remember, the Browns got possession on that play. I mean, on that drive because of the rushed, the check down. Number 24, the running back for the Steelers. He got into his check down late. Carl Joseph rushed Ben. Juju gave up on a block. Well, I wouldn't say gave up. Maybe he thought he was going to get a holding penalty. But Big Ben rushed it. Running back wasn't ready for an interception. And within 3 plays, the Browns scored. Now they're up 14-0 because the offense was making mistakes. I'll skip this kickoff. So 1st and 10, get back at it. And there's still so much time left on the clock. In the game, like everything's moving so fast. And I'll play this play in a second, but everything's moving so fast in the game. Luckily, there was no crowd because the Steelers may have been feeling a lot more pressure if the stadium was full. But there's no crowd. But there's still so much time left in this game. So if I'm a Steeler, if I'm a coach, a player, whatever, I mean, there's really no need to have to feel like we're down early. We need to put up points fast. No, you're still in control of this game. Well, I wouldn't say in control, but you don't have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do in your game plan. You can still play your game plan. There's still so much time. It's early. And if anything, this puts the Browns in a weird position because now they don't know whether they want to start to play preventative or to keep their foot on the gas. And we'll see how that takes effect as the game goes on because that definitely played a role for the Browns. But if you're the Steelers, there's still so much time left. No need to be worried right now. 1st and 10. This is their 3rd possession of the quarter. A bunch formation at the top. Great. That was a great look to run the ball in. Not sure how many yards James Conner just got. Look at this box. So by box, when I say look at the box, I just mean from the guard, the offensive guard to the offensive. I mean from the offensive tackle on one side to the offensive tackle on the other side. Just kind of look at with how they're aligned, how the defensive line is aligned, and how the linebackers are aligned. So that's when I say look at the box. Look at those interior guys. So the box it looks like there's just so much space. There's 5 offensive linemen, and 6 defenders in the box, but it's looking like there's just a lot of space to run. It's a good look to run in. The zone kind of cuts back. Great tackle by that backside backer. That's a. We'll watch it from this. Running back one more. It was a great cutback. Great cutback. Look at all this land. Great cutback. So this defender keeps pushing inside, and James Conner can see that his demeanor taking him inside. Look at his hands, like he's trying to break inside. So James Conner cuts on the outside of this left tackle, and gets straight upfield. Now this backside linebacker made a great play because he secured the tackle by himself, the low tackle. That's what linebackers should do anyway. But that's a great tackle, but it's also a great run by James Conner. Cut back, get up north. That was some contact, boy. 2nd and 4, so he got 6 yards. That's a great run. Another great run and another great tackle by 93. Now that's 98. But we'll watch it from the back. So you see, when I was talking about earlier, little things like motions, as we can see here, like this little motion made the whole defense shift. Look at the second level of this defense shift, all because this guy came in motion. And it's little things like that I said make it easier on the rest of the team to perform. When offensive coordinators put little motions and stuff in their game plan to run simple plays, you can run the same play 4 times, but one simple motion can make it look like something totally different, and it can make the defense do something totally different that gets them out of position. And so a great offensive coordinator will use motion to his advantage, and that's what the Steelers have done in these first couple drives. Just one little motion, just for him to come back anyway. Now play it. Motion came back. So 76 pulls. Linebackers follow. 76 pulls, 33 follow. Ended up making a tackle with. So this defensive tackle. Ooh. Look at 98. Way to play. And this is just playoff football. So 98 ends up making a tackle. 66 trying to block him. 76 pulls. So 76 does not have this right guard's help. So the right guard is trying to block 98. And 98 just beats him across his face. Look at him fight. Way to use your hands, extension, that arm length, get to the ball. And that's just great playoff football. It's hungry. 3rd and 1. I believe the last 3rd and 1, they ran a fullback dive. Same thing here. Ooh, they didn't get it. Yes, they got it. Fullback. I mean, who was this? The tight end. So 89, he comes in motion, which again, it made this DB follow him because they're in man coverage. So that one little wrinkle gets this DB out of position. Because before, the DB was kind of in more position. They ran the ball this way. The DB was in position to come down and make a tackle. But when they go in motion, now he's off the ball, not in his. See, he's way out of position. All they need is 1 yard. So the tight end kind of got stuck right here. So this tight end, if he kicks out 33 right here, like right off the snap, and this is the first down, 100%. But he kind of gets stuck on this right tackle, which is a great job by this defense end. I'm gonna play it back. And that was Myles Garrett, number 95. Look at Myles Garrett out here. Oh. And then number 33 just does his responsibility. So once the tight end goes in motion, number 33 now knows he has this outside gap. A, B, C. He has the D gap. Miles Garrett is responsible for this C gap right here. And 33 is responsible for this D gap. So when the tackle goes down to block Miles Garrett, number 33 knows he has to squeeze, get tight to this tackle's hip, so that way he can fill his gap completely. And look at what he does. That's what he does. He got tight and filled his gap. Tight end was Waller. 4th and 1. It was 4th and 1. They down, and they punt it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this. Now the Browns got the ball, 1st and 10. On their own 35-yard line. Then the guy in motion. They sent him all the way out. Great job. This is an example. So I'm telling you, when you watch football, when you see offenses sending guys in motion, just know that there is one small trait, one small characteristic of a good offense. Now, just because you send guys in motion, does that mean you're a good offense? No, not at all. But just know if you see guys going in motion, I mean, your offensive coordinator trying to do some good things. So we can see this tight end, he goes all the way in motion outside, and it makes his linebacker shift all the way over. So he shifts to the right side of the ball. So right now he's on the left side, which is where they're trying to run. He goes in motion. So look how far this linebacker just shifted over. He shifted all the way over to the other tight end. Which now the Browns have favorable numbers. So from the center to this left tackle, they have 3 guys. So 1, 2, 3. The center, the left guard, left tackle. And the Steelers only have 3 defensive players. 1, 2, 3. Because the linebacker shifted all the way over. And so now we'll see how that benefited them. Everybody secured their blocks. And Nick Chubb is off to the races. That's an easy run. That's easy. All because that motion displaced number 41. Now, if number 41 stays on his backside, or even if he stays over the ball, say number 1 stopped his motion, look how far this man went. If he stops his motion over this ball, which I don't know what his principles are. His principles may be to slide this far, but that takes him completely out of the play. If he stays over the ball, he can get to both sides. No matter where the run is going, he can get to both sides. But he's so far over that now there's nobody on his backside to be an extra man for the Steelers. So if all the Browns players secure their blocks like they do here, it's an automatic first down. And at this point, you can get a running back, you can get a free agent, you can get the last running back taken in the draft, you can get somebody at the local high school to run the rock. When they block like this, and I'll let it play, when they block like this, everybody's securing their blocks. When the holes look like that, anybody can run the ball. Not trying to discredit Nick Chubb, not trying to discredit Kareem Hunt, but I think running backs get too much credit for having big yardage games, or even just big runs. They get too much credit, and none of the credit goes to the offensive line. Just look at the O-line secure their blocks. Come on. And then you see stuff like this. So in no way in the world, just in football philosophy, this center, he blocks this defensive tackle in front of 34. He is able to shield him off from that left side. I guess you could say he scooped him. So when you scoop something, like if you scoop ice cream, you have to put the scoop underneath the ice cream to scoop it up out. So technically, if an offensive lineman is scooping a defensive lineman, he has to get all the excuse me. He has to get all the way underneath the defensive lineman, which means he takes a step backwards, comes all the way around him, to block him, I guess, from the side that the run is going towards. It's hard to explain, but you'll see it. So this center gets all the way to the left side to our right side of this defensive tackle, which makes no sense because this man is so far outside of him pre-snap. So just watch him. So he steps left. So the fact that he steps left either lets me know he either false stepped or he's responsible for this A gap. If he's responsible for this A gap, then that means this linebacker or safety, I'm not sure what position he plays, he's responsible for the B gap. So if he's responsible for the B gap, then he needs to get there fast, because if he doesn't, what happens is going to be exactly what happens. And 56, this outside linebacker, is responsible for the C gap, obviously. And so the gaps go A, where my mouse is, B, C, and if it was a tight end, the outside tight end would be D gap. And the same thing for the left side. A, B, C, gap. So he steps left, which means he's responsible for the A gap. This linebacker is so late to get to that B gap. Look at him. Linebacker false stepping. If you're responsible for the B gap, why are you stepping with your left foot? It makes no sense. It made me feel like he's a DB. He's moving like he's a DB. He probably is. Still a nation. Don't come at me for not knowing this guy's position. And these are easy blocks, bro. The center really set the tone. And this is what I'm saying. So remember, the number 95 was on the right side of the guard, but now the center is on the right side of 95, which shields Nick Chubb from 95, which makes Nick Chubb's run so much easier. Look at these blocks. Like, look at this hole. Look at this hole they create. This left tackle is obliterating this outside linebacker. This DB stands no chance against this guard. And the center has shielded off his man, number 95. This man, Kareem Hunt, has all the room to run and was untouched until Minka tackled him 15 yards down the field. The Browns did a great job blocking on that play, man. Great job. 1st and 10. They kind of rushed that one. TJ Watt looked like he was wilding. I'll go back. So they ran a little trap block by Austin Hooper, tight end. We'll watch it from the back view. That was a good job by TJ Watt. TJ Watt, best pass rusher in the league. He's out here, wide out, super wide. And he evaded this play because he was so wide. Because he was so wide, 78 tried to block him, but he was so wide, it was hard. Like, there's a lot of room for error because TJ Watt was so wide. And TJ Watt is a lot faster, a lot athletic than every offensive lineman. We can just see. There's no way he's making that block. And then he affects the run and makes Nick Chubb have to cut inside, which takes the ball carrier to TJ Watt's help. And that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. And that's an example of having outside contain. So TJ Watt is responsible for containing the outside. He squeezed down, and when you are responsible for the outside, you want to force if it's the quarterback scrambling, if it's the running back trying to get outside, you want to force everything back inside. And that's exactly what TJ Watt does here. Look at him. He forces everything back inside. And inside is where your help is. That's why they tell you to force it back inside, because that's where your help is. That's just a great job. And a prime example of why you never want to lose edge control. That's a great job, TJ. Way to affect the run game. Even though he didn't make a tackle, he didn't get a tackle for loss, he affected the run game. 2nd and 9. Empty backfield, which earlier we talked about means there's no running back or fullback or tight end lined up in the backfield. Is quarterback goes in. And we got Nick Chubb up top, out wide. He just ran a little smoke screen or quick screen, whatever you want to call it. So they just ran a little quick screen by Jarvis. If the receiver secured that block. So great job of this guy securing his block. Great job. Offensive lineman. This offensive lineman, I'll back it up so we can see where he came from. So he came from left guard. He was a left guard. He blocked his man. It was a little rough, but he blocked his man. 100%. Great job of Jarvis setting that up, though. Look at Jarvis. So pre-snap, if Jarvis, I didn't mean pre-snap. If Jarvis catches this ball and just runs straight up field, there's no chance of this offensive of this left guard being able to make it to this linebacker. But because Jarvis was patient, and I'll play it. Look at Jarvis' patience, and he kind of runs behind the left guard to make the defender come to the left guard. That's great ball carrying, just awareness, great feel for the run, for the being able to run. Look how he sets up that block. Look how Jarvis sets up the block. So that allows the left guard to be able to secure that block. So now the real question is, look at the center, man. This stuff is wild. But look at the center. This center knows. So the receiver has this guy. Left guard knows he has the next inside guy, whether it was a safety coming down or whoever. He has the next inside guy, which ends up being this linebacker here. Well, the center knows he has the next inside guy, which is 41. But look at him. Look at what he does. So he's looking. What are you looking at? You running right past your man. Look at him. He's just running past his man. What are we doing? What are we doing? You should be looking inside, looking to go block somebody. What is this man doing? If he secures that block, look at him. If he blocks 41 right here, and Jarvis, he's blocked. The left guard, we saw that he blocked this linebacker. If the center blocks 41, then Minka's the only next person that can make this play. And we saw Jarvis's ball carrying ability earlier when he made the safety miss and he was going for the tud. Center, what are you doing? What is he looking for? And then 41 ends up making a tackle. What are we doing? And then the center ain't even blocked. He didn't even block Minka. Look at the center. He out here wilding. Minka just ran past that man. What are we doing? Come on, man. It's little stuff like that. Everything was perfect. Center is wilding. He's supposed to block 41. He's not looking inside. What are we doing? He just ran right past him. Look, he should be looking inside right here. I know I got 41. Man's is wilding. I know his coach had to be on him when they went into the film room yesterday or Monday. 39. Should have been the first down, but 39. Browns up 14. They're in field goal range for sure. So this is bunch. They send Jarvis in motion. This is man coverage because the DB follows him all the way across the formation. Ooh. I didn't even see what happened outside, but I looked at Jarvis. Look at Jarvis's route. Look at the physicality. Ooh. Oh, for me. You a baby out here. Slung that man. And it's legal because it was in 5 yards. As long as you within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, you can be as physical as you want. The wide receiver and the DB. Jarvis just babied him. Get in the weight room, my boy. Jarvis is wide open. Probably could have got a first down, maybe. I don't know, because Minka, he's a tackler. So. But did they get it? So he just ran a little curl route up top. I mean, down low. And they got it. Great job. No stunts or anything outside. Great job containing TJ. But first down. Great catch. First and 10. Then the guy in motion. DB didn't follow, so it's zone coverage. That's also a benefit of sending guys in motion because you can identify whether it's man or zone, whether the guy, the defender on the motion defender, he follows him or not. So zone coverage because they didn't follow. They're widen a little bit. Ooh, see, and when I saw that, I got hyped because that ain't nothing but the weight room. That ain't, look at them. Come on, get big. That's nothing but the weight room. That's nothing but playoff football, wanting to score, wanting to get up big. So we can see they sent this DB, and you can look at his demeanor. He started leaning and everything. So they sent him on a blitz, and it's looking like he blitzed in the B gap, which is between his guard and his tackle. We'll see. Oh no, it was a C gap blitz. He blitzed on the outside of the tackle. Should have made the tackle. He wilding. And I mean, it's one thing. Like, I understand defensive backs not being able to make tackles. Like, it's the NFL. These running backs are huge. And not only nowadays are they huge, but they're fast. Like Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry. We're seeing these big backs be guys that are running 4.4s, 4.5s. But even if they run a 4.6, they still got game speed. And so I understand these little DBs not being able to make these tackles. But come on, bro. Like, once you start making excuses, that's when you start lacking execution. And so right now, I mean, you could say he took a bad angle. He didn't break down his feet, which in this case, you don't need to break down your feet because you see where the ball is going and you got a great angle. You just got to make this tackle. I don't know why he left his feet. He got slung. And that's it. I mean, Kareem Hunt won't even worried about that man. Like, that didn't even affect that man. And now that is a hard tackle to make because you got to get across. I mean, it's hard to get around that center right there. So he's not necessarily making a square hit, but you got to make that tackle. And then we'll watch it from, come on, look at the drive, the determination. So much determination, though. All right, so we'll watch it from this view, see how all the blocks lined up. So another example. Look at how this motion. Remember what we talked about earlier? How motion can displace defenders. So look at 41. He got displaced. Remember on the run where they sent I think it was Jarvis in motion or the tight end in motion, and 41 went from the right side all the way to the left side of the field, and Nick Chubb broke off that 15-yard run. So same situation here. So they sent the guy in motion. 41 motion over dummy far. Like, why is he doing that? Because he's leaving these backside defenders on the island. But he motioned over far, which I guess in this situation I understand. Because if he doesn't, then they're really outnumbered on his front side. But I don't know. They're really manipulating 41. So when they send him in motion, it's now 3-on-3. Well, now it's 4-on-3, honestly. Because it is 1, 2, 3, 4 Browns players. And there's only 1, 2, 3 Steelers defenders. The next one would be the safety. Everybody secured their blocks. And that's easy. 41 a baby. He getting displaced and he getting great blocks by all the Browns players. I mean, just look at these linemen blocks. Great job. Great job by this backside guard. So look at this backside guard, 77. I think his name's like Treader or something. He had a really good game. So this was another, in my terminology may be incorrect, but remember the example I gave you of a scoop block, how you got to kind of get underneath because you want to get on the other side of the defensive lineman. And I'm saying that from an offensive lineman's perspective. Say the ball's going to the left. So say we are number 77. We're looking from his point of view. So the ball is going to our left, and I have to block 94, who was already to my left. So he's beating me pre-snap. He's aligned to the side that I want to block him from. Well, I have to scoop him, which means I have to get kind of underneath him and on the other side so that way I can shield him from the run. He did a good job of that, and I'll let it play so you can see it. Look at him. 94. If 77 didn't do his job, and I think his name's Treader, last name Treader, he didn't do his job and secure that scoop block. I don't know if that's the wording. 94 could have easily just made this play, but he kept his hands on him. Great job. And so now earlier when I talked about running backs getting too much credit, this is stuff they should get credit for. Because look at this. Come on. Everybody can't do that now. Your local high school running back cannot do this. Every down, just the everyday average back from Oregon or from these little schools that like to pass and run hurry up offense in college. The backs ain't doing this now. Come on. This is stuff backs should get credit for, or making guys miss in space. But stuff like that, backs should 100% get credit for. Great job by Kareem. Great run. So now the Browns going up 21-0. Now I'll skip this, and I will skip the kickoff. All right, so Steelers back at it, 1st and 10. Browns going 2 high safeties. So it's looking like what coverage was. So it looked like they were playing cover 3. And I say cover 3 because the corner was bailing out. This corner was already soft. And they're both bailing to their thirds. And this safety comes down as though he's playing some kind of hook to curl to flat zone. And then Carl Joseph goes to the deep. So this is a cover 3, but it's a soft, really soft cover 3. And Ben's just taking what they're giving him. Good job. Good job of Juju finding the zone, trying to catch, and getting on field. Oh, that wasn't Juju. That was 18. Look from the box view. Good job by the offensive lineman giving Ben time. So during the game, they said something like Ben has the fastest snap to release in the league, which means he gets the ball out super fast, and it was either 2.17 or 2.71 seconds. And so that's good for the offensive line because you know you don't have to hold your men up that long. Great play by Ben. So the Browns looking like, is this? What is this? So this could still be cover 3 for sure. It's just none of the receivers went deep, so the corners didn't have to necessarily. They just stayed over top, and then look, they gave him. Watch it from the box view. Getting out the pocket, and that's what he does best. They make an accurate throw, job of chase, catching it low, and field. 1st and 20, so it's probably a holding penalty on somebody, which negated that whole play. 1st and 20. B's playing super soft. Just looking like maybe like a soft cover 4 or something. This man Juju is wide open. I remember seeing it. So the middle of the field is wide open. Look at Juju. Juju's in his slot. Look at him. Right where my mouse is in the middle of the field. He drops the ball. But Ben threw it high. I remember this one. I don't know what Ben's mechanics were, why this led to a high pass. But it's little stuff like this that just add up. And in the playoffs, you have to be perfect. Like, there's no excuse for this play to not be executed. Either, it may have been Ben's laziness. I don't know. And laziness in the sense that, like, he just wasn't keen on his mechanics. Because maybe this was so easy in his head, he got lazy in his mechanics, and it affected the throw. This man is wide open, bro. You can, come on. This is frustrating. This has to be frustrating. That's probably a first down. It's 1st and 20. You're down 21 in the first quarter. And this is a big play. And they miss it. And, this has to be frustrating. You can see Juju's body language. Like, man, come on. Man has got to make that play. He's a veteran, so you don't expect something like that out of him. So he looked like he tried to make a flat-footed throw. Look at his feet. Look at Ben's feet. The timing of his feet were off. He for sure got lazy because it was so open. Great job blocking by the O-line. This is a high pass. I don't even know Juju got his hand. That's frustrating. Super frustrating. 2nd and 20, down 21. 2 high safeties by the Browns. So this is another thing. Before I let it play, the Browns have been playing so much 2 high safety, and that is a clear sign that they are not at all concerned about the Steelers' run game. If they, most teams, when they're concerned about the offense's run game, they'll bring the strong safety down, which in this case, typically it'll be Carl Joseph because he's the best run support safety. They'll bring him down in the box if they start getting in trouble with the run game, and that's what teams normally do. If they play, like, say when they play the Cowboys, or you play the Titans, for sure the Titans, or even Baltimore, you always see 1 high safety because you need that other safety for the run support. But the Browns are not at all concerned about the Steelers' run game, which puts the Steelers in an even harder position because they have to throw the ball at this point. It's still early in the game, so I guess you don't have to, but you kind of do. It's early in the game. They're down 21 points, and they keep getting behind the sticks. It was just 1st and 20, which means they have to throw the ball. And so not only are the Browns not concerned about the run game because the Steelers haven't ran well all season, they also know that the Steelers are in a must-pass situation now anyway. And if they do run it, the Browns ain't going to lose that much because the clock is going to be running. They're probably not going to get that many yards anyway. So it sucks to be in this kind of position where your run is already not a threat, but then you're also in a position in game that you have to throw the ball. So the Browns, they have it made, honestly. They're playing too high a lot because they don't need the other safety and run support. Another high pass. Come on. And then this one led to an interception. What are we doing? What are we doing? Play it back. And he's still wide open. So he threw it to this guy at the bottom of the screen, 18. So right now, when this ball is coming, there's nobody in this middle of the field. Why is this an inaccurate pass? I don't know the mechanics of quarterback. So I can't necessarily tell you guys why that was inaccurate. But come on, like, what are we doing? You're professional. You're a vet. You have to make these plays. It's best believe if that was a guy with no experience, no playoff experience, or let alone a rookie, coach, players, backup quarterbacks, they'll be on that man's dome talking about, You got to play better than that. There's no excuse. This is the playoffs, and you're doing this. Come on, Ben. You got to play better. What are we doing? So that first pass to, I would say by this point, this is Ben's third interception. The first two, or I think it was his first. I mean, this might have been his second. This may have been second because the only other interception I remember was when he tried to throw it to the running back on that check down. But and that wasn't necessarily his fault. The running back, if anything, the running back got out late and Ben was forced to throw it, even though he could have held it and got a sack. I understand him trying to make a play, but I would put the blame on the running back more than I would Ben. But this one, 100% on Ben, 100%. So we'll watch one more time. Ben is walling. And so not only did he overthrow this pass, he overthrew the 1st and 20 to Juju. But this one bit him in the butt. The one with Juju, he was able to get back. Interception. They down 21-0 in the first quarter. They just threw an interception. And the Browns didn't run. I don't think they ran a stunt. Oh, they did. But they didn't really get anywhere. All right, so from this view, maybe you can say. So if you look, Myles Garrett right here. I mean, he's a big boy. Big boy. So he's standing in between Ben and where number 18 is going to be is Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett gets his hands up. And so maybe y'all can see him jump right here. So maybe Ben was thinking like he doesn't want to get the ball swatted or throw an interception. And so that led to the ball kind of being high. And on that, you could also see number 18. He got his hands on it. Come on. So now, is it really Ben's fault? Is it really? I mean, it's still a high pass, but like I said, Myles Garrett was right there, so it was going to be a pick. And from this view, 18 for sure got his hands on it enough to catch it. You can see how much of velocity came off the ball when 18 touched it, which lets me know 18 had enough grip to catch that ball. So one more time. 18 could have caught that pass. And Ben did good by not letting Myles catch the intercept. Good return by the DB. Good return, really good return. So it is 1st and 10. Browns on the 11-yard line. Send the guy in motion. Trap block by the tight end. Good run deep by the Steelers. Watch it from the box view. It's 41. He been wilding when the Browns been going in motion. So good job by Cameron Hayward. So 97 right here, Cameron Hayward. He did a good job. So he's playing his B gap. He's responsible for the B gap. Did a good job staying in his B gap. Look at him. He's staying in the B gap. Running back had to cut it inside. Nick Chubb had to cut it back inside. So pre-snap, I would tell you that this defensive tackle is responsible for the backside A gap, which means 98 is responsible for the front side A gap. Cameron Hayward is responsible for the B gap, and 41 is probably responsible for the C gap. 56 responsible for the D gap outside. How it plays out. Good job. Good job by 94 defeating a left guard. Look at him. Look at how physical he is. Look at 94. Way to fight. Not that man clean over. Just destroyed the block. A great job. That scoop block ain't worked by 77 this time. Saw him get him last time. And that's when Kareem Hunt scored. But this time it ain't worked. Good job by 94 making that play. 2nd and 10, ball on the 15. Empty backfield. What happened out here? But look at the bottom of the screen. Oh, they tried to run a pick. So if y'all remember from the Justin Jefferson highlights, I forget which team it was. I don't know if it was the Colts. I think it was the Colts when Malcolm Butler was telling the slot defender that he needed to back up. Well, this is why you back up. So that way you're not so both defensive players are not standing next to each other because you don't want to get picked by the offense. So right here is a prime example of that. This receiver, he tried to pick the guy on the inside. So just look how he tries to pick this DB. Ran a little slant, tried to pick him. Luckily, he got up fast and recovered, and that's a linebacker. I think, yep, that's a linebacker. He got up super fast. He just ran through that receiver. I'm so weak. He got picked, ran through that man, got up and secured the tackle. He was able to push Nick Chubb out of bounds. A great job of the linebacker not giving up on that play. Great hustle. Way to fight through the block. Great job by Baker finding him, because Baker is looking like he was trying to throw the slant. That's what it looked like. He pumped fake forward. So he saw the guy fall right to Nick Chubb on outside. Good job. 3rd and 3. And the guy in motion. Probably zone because nobody went with him. They just ran off tackle. Great blocks. Great blocking. I'll run it back from this view. So they pulled the center. Ooh, that's different. Pulled the center. Center. Look at the center. I'll play it from the back. I'm gonna let this one run. I'll play it from the back. Center demolished his man. Great job by the receiver blocking as well. The receiver securing their blocks in the run game is a very underrated kind of skill set. But look at the center. He pulls, and just watch the center right here. He pulls, and he's going to destroy his block. Pull, 98, put that man on his butt. And that's really what changed the play for real. And so y'all remember on that screenplay when 77, they threw the screen to Jarvis. 77 ran up to the safety and ran right past 41. This is what he should have done. So just watch 77. You see how he's looking inside? This is what he should have did when Jarvis caught that screen. Because that screen could have been a tud. Look at him. He looked inside and secured the block. That's all he had to do. And that's so much easier than what he tried to do. He tried to go up to the safety, tried to block Minka. Minka just ran past that man. This is what he should have did. So that's good. That's great job. Great job by the center pulling and demolishing his block. Look at the left tackle. Out here looking for the DB. Get that man out of the way. Come on. Great job by 11 securing his block. Great job. That's great blocking. Great blocking. So now they about to go to 28-0. Score's about to be 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. What are we doing? I'm going to skip this kickoff. So 1st and 10, 28-0. Now the Steelers have to throw the ball to come back. At this point, you absolutely have to throw the ball. And it's excuse me, it sucks because the Browns are not at all fazed by their run game whatsoever. So now you have to throw the ball against a defense that's prepared for you to throw the ball. And obviously it was successful. Because Ben ended up getting like 4 touchdowns, almost 500 yards. So this is kind of a different formation for the Steelers. Now Ben made a great play. This is what Ben does is backyard football. That's when he's at his best. And that's exactly what this is. Play breaks down, and he plays backyard football. Now this play ended up coming back because the linemen were going too far upfield, which and we'll look at the bottom. Look at the bottom where these receivers are. So somebody didn't do their job. This is looking like it was, excuse me. This is looking like it was supposed to be some type of screenplay. And one of these receivers, probably this back receiver, was supposed to catch the ball. But they both went to go block upfield. And so Ben saw that. And he just wanted to make a play. So he looked at the other side. And one of the guys were paying attention. So they were able to communicate and make the play. Now, it was only called back because the lineman went upfield. So if you look at them, they were upfield. Look at 71. He was upfield by the time Ben threw that pass. But if the guys on the bottom are paying attention, or whatever the miscommunication was, then that's not an illegal play because they throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. But that was great backyard football. That's a glimpse at what Ben does best. Great play by Ben, even though it didn't count. We'll watch it from this view to see what happened up front. Yeah, it was supposed to be a screen pass. Somebody wasn't paying attention. I'm weak at how number 23 made that tackle. 2nd and 10. Now 28. Browns still playing kind of two high safeties. Look at Carl Joseph backing up, two high safeties. Looking like this was cover 2. Look at the corners playing their flats. It may have been cover 2, but the routes by the receivers didn't necessarily expose what the coverage was. Then it's just trying to take what the defense is looking like they're trying to give them. The front isn't stunting or anything, just vanilla rush. I don't know why Eric Ebron didn't catch that ball. Too many drop passes. Sure. Two high safeties again. Only a 3-man rush this time, which means there's more guys in coverage. Great job of Ben taking what the defense gives them. They get a first down. Great job. Now just let it play. Great job of Eric Ebron securing that block before he went out too. 1st and 10, down 28. Oh, they're backing up. Stack formation. They got the penalty from last. Great run defense. This is an example of the Browns, just not being phased whatsoever. Not phased by the Steelers' run offense at all. Great job. Good job. I don't know if this was them calling a stunt because they were expecting a pass, or if this was a run game stunt. But if you look, Myles Garrett, he comes inside. Look at Myles Garrett. He's right here on my mouse. He comes inside, and that frees up the nose guard to be able to go outside and make this tackle. Because Myles Garrett crashed inside, frees up the nose guard off his block, and so now he's able to force the play, and he ends up making the tackle. Great job. All right, here we go. Back with the second quarter. 2nd and 9, second quarter. Browns up 28, excuse me. Empty backfield. False start. I'll go to the next play. 2nd and 14. Still shooting themselves in the foot. Empty backfield. Looks like the Steelers just taking what the Browns giving them. The Browns playing off coverage. Browns are playing off coverage. They have the ability to do that. Steelers just taking what they're giving them. 3rd and 5. Same thing. Steelers just taking what the Browns giving them. And this is a bad position to be in if you're the Steelers, because you have to throw the ball. And so now the tricky part comes in for the Browns. Because now it's like, do we play prevent defense? Because the Steelers are known for being able to throw 500 yards in a game. So if the Browns just let them drive, which is what they let them do, the Steelers can, that is who they are. They just throw the ball. Oh, that was an overthrown pass. That could have been a big play for sure. But the Browns are just in a predicament because you're up 28. And so you don't want to play like aggressive and allow big plays to happen, because the Steelers are in a position where they need big plays. So you don't want to play aggressive and get burnt over the top. But at the same time, if you play preventative defense, look at the DBs right now. Look at the corners. I'm just going to let it run. Look at the corners. They're playing soft. The safeties are so deep. The linebackers aren't even in the box. So if you do that, then you're letting the Steelers do exactly what they're doing right now. Just pick apart the defense. And this is who Big Ben is. Like, he throws 500-yard games. And so he can do this all day. And as we can see, he ended up putting, 30, almost 40 points on the board. Just doing this. Just taking what they give him, going down the field, making big plays. And so if you're the Browns, my whole thing is, do you let them do this, which could have been bad for them and they could have lost, or Did you play normal defense? Now, you don't necessarily have to be aggressive, but you don't have to play this soft. Look at the DBs at the top of the screen. Look at the safety. Like, they're literally just playing off and letting them catch the ball, get 5-6 yards a pop. And that's what Big Ben's going to do for 500 yards. Well, almost 500 and 4 touchdowns. So now you can do things like you can play a press, kind of like a press bail cover 3, at least to give a look that you're trying to put pressure on the receivers. You can maybe throw some blitzes in there. You can play 2-man, so everybody's manned up, and you have 2 safeties over the top that are protecting everybody over the top, both sides of the field. You can do that. You can play cover 1 man. It's things that you can do that isn't sit back and let them dink and dunk all the way down the field. There are things you can do to play preventative defense, but also to not get burnt. And so the Browns, the way they took was to keep playing this off coverage. Like, look how far these DBs and stuff are off. That was an incomplete pass. I don't know. I mean, it's tricky. Because if you're a defensive coordinator, man, and you say you blitz, or your corners are super aggressive and they get beat over the top, then that's a bad look. Because it's like you had one job, you were up 28 points, and now you're giving up big plays. But at the same time, man, the route that they took just to play prevent defense, they still gave up almost 40 points and almost lost the game by letting the Steelers drive down the field every time. So I don't know. I don't know. Luckily, they won, so that's not a situation that they have to face. That's not a situation that they have to answer to. But it's tricky. It's tricky dealing with these situations, and I guess it just comes down to knowing your team, for sure. But now the Steelers have punted. Browns about to get the ball. So it's 1st and 10. The ball on the 10-yard line. Browns up 28-0. Browns send a guy in motion. Austin Hooper. Top block. Great job by the Steelers defense. Which at this point, the Steelers know. I mean, at least on 1st down, the Browns gonna run the ball to start the drive because they're trying to get the clock running. Want to get to the second half with the biggest lead possible. In order to do that, you want to run the ball quite a bit to get the clock rolling, take as much time off as possible because you don't want the Steelers to have time to come back. Then you're out wide, motion. Either inaccurate ball or he dropped it. We'll look at it from the box view. And I'm just going to let the tape run. Because at this point, we've already seen the plays from the Browns and the Steelers that have led to this huge lead. So now we can just watch how it was managed. So he sat in the zone. Becker was a little inaccurate, I guess. Well, he was very inaccurate. But receiver made that play. Baker's got to be better. That's when he just put it up there. What are we doing? So these are the plays that don't make sense to me. Because it's like, all you have to do. Well, it was 30-10, so never mind. I take that back. Because they need a 1st down. But if anything, well, I don't know. That was a lackluster kind of throw. I don't know. That could have been a pick. I would say that's poor judgment on the part. What do we? Fourth and 10. Browns about to punt it. I'll skip this. All right, so 1st and 10, ball on the 46. It was down 28. Got in motion. Nobody went with him, so it's probably zone. But it could be man, but it's for sure zone. Look at the DB. Look how soft they are in their coverage. But Ben just taking that easy 5 yards. That's the easy 5 yards every time. And they're going to take this all the way down the field. I don't know if it's this drive, but just in general. And the Browns kept playing this off coverage, and the Steelers just drive down the field. And that's great. I mean, Ben, as a vet, understanding that there's still so much time in this football game, if we just take what they're giving us, we can still come back. And he led this offense all the way back. I don't know what their final score was, the Steelers, but, I mean, they scored enough points to win the average playoff game. And then this was unfortunate. So the ball got tipped, and the defensive lineman was able to catch it. And I want to say during the live broadcast, the commentator said Ben has the most tip passes in the league. I don't know what would cause that, but it might have something to do with the fact that he has the fastest snap to release time in the league. So defensive linemen know I may not get to him, but if I get my hands up, I can tip a pass because he's gonna throw it like 2 seconds after the snap. He's throwing it every time, real quick. If I just get my hands up, I can tip it, and that's exactly what they did, and they got the ball back. So the Browns got it 1st and 10. Tried to run inside zone play. Great patience by Nick Chubb. So now, earlier when I was talking about the running backs get too much credit, and then we looked at Kareem Hunt and saw how he powered through the end zone, and I said that's stuff they should get credit for. This is also stuff they should get credit for. Look at the patience. Look at the way he set up those blocks. I'll watch it from the box view, from the end zone view. Look at Nick Chubb's patience and how he set up the blocks. And then he bursted outside. He didn't try to go outside immediately. Look, he ran, he tried to hit the hole. He pressed the line of scrimmage. And when you press the line of scrimmage like this, look at how he goes all the way up to the line of scrimmage. Right here. It forces the defenders to come into their blocks, which makes the offensive lineman job so much easier. And then you just make your cuts off of that. At that point, it's easy. So that's great patience, way to press the line by Nick Chubb and then bounce it out. That's the kind of stuff that running back should also get credit for. That was a good job by him. Motion. Great job by the linebacker. He came down when 88 came in motion. Linebacker came down. I believe it was 56. He has outside contain on that left side. Squeezes, throws the block, takes the tackle. And TJ on the backside. We'll watch it one more time. Look at TJ on his backside. He ends up making a tackle. Came down the line hard. Oh, so that's another example of knowing what the offense is doing. The Browns are up 28 points. They just want to run the clock. So TJ knows they're not play action. They're not going to bootleg. So I can gamble and come hard down the line of scrimmage, and that's what he did. This was a play by Baker. Way to get out of that sack by TJ. Got a first down, so we'll watch it from the one view. TJ got to run that edge fast, boy. I'm going to play it back so I can see the rush. Look at TJ Watt on that right side. Right here, number 90 on my mouse. Look at how, come on, look at the handwork. Come off the line, super hard first off. He tried to smack his hands down. He tried to smack 70's hands down, and then he just ripped TJ Watt's right arm. He ripped it under the armpit. He just got that bend. Look at his bend. Look at TJ's bend as he comes around the corner, comes around the edge. Look at that bend. Ooh. And he disrupted play. That's great pass rushing skills, man. But it's also great feel, great footwork by Baker. But Baker's always been a playmaker, so this is no surprise that he did it. That he did what he just did. That's great feel by Baker. Great pocket presence. Way to make a play. Stay composed. 2nd and 21, so I'm assuming it was some type of flag. I don't know. 2nd and 21, they still up 28 points. Oh, come on. You have to catch that ball. That was a great pass by Baker. I was wide open in the middle of the field. I won't say wide open, but that was an easy catch. Just look at 81 come across the middle. Great throw by Baker. Gotta catch that, man. Come on. That's frustrating. That's gotta be frustrating. Why? Come on. 3rd and 21. Browns run the ball. Not necessarily a bad call either. 3rd and 21. What are the odds that you get the first down? You want to get the clock rolling. I'll play it against. You want to get the clock rolling. Let's just take the safe way out. And Kareem Hunt had a really nice run on that. Oh, great blocking once again. Great block. Just look. Pre-snap. 71 is going to pull. 64 blocks back on his defensive tackle, which this is an easy block because he's already leveraged to the left side. 71 and 68 double team Cameron Hayward. Um, 81 kicks out 56 right here, and 77. I think his last name is Treader, who we saw make a great block earlier in the game. He pulls and he blocks. Just great blocking. Great block. And like I said earlier, when you got blocking like this, anybody can play running back for you. Look at this hole. There's nobody inside of this man. And this is what I was saying running backs get too much credit for. Because you look at this run and you say, Kareem Hunt made a really nice run. Well, the offensive line made some really nice blocks. So over offensive linemen don't get the credit they deserve. Plays like that. 4th and 8, Browns punt the ball. So we'll skip. Play. 1st and 10, Steelers ball, down 28. On their own 11-yard line. Browns playing super soft coverage. And Big Ben just throws a check down. That's good. Just take what they give him. And so the downside to this, so if you're the Browns, yes, you don't want to get beat over the top, because you want to protect the lead. But another thing is when you play kind of soft coverage, and the offense just takes what you give them, which is little check downs, little drag routes, little out routes like that, it forces the clock to run. So now the clock is running. And so the same thing here. So Juju, he got a little 5 yards. He ran a little out route or whatever. Got 4 or 5 yards, and the clock is still running this whole time. From the time they ran that last play to the time they're about to run the next play. And as long as they're dinking and dunking, the clock is running. And so the Browns, it works in their favor because now, yes, you're protecting the lead because you're not getting beat over the top because your guys are playing soft coverage, but you're also forcing the clock to run. And little plays like this, 3rd and 1. Did they get it? I don't remember. But my point of saying that is that soft coverage in situations like this is helpful because you're not getting beat over the top, but it's also helpful because you're forcing the clock to run because the offense has to throw little short routes. And it takes them a lot more plays to get down the field. Means it's a lot more time running off the clock. Same thing, they're just going to keep throwing these little like curl routes and little drags and everything. Great. It's great leadership by Ben, knowing that I'm not gonna force anything. I'm just gonna take what they give me, and we're gonna make this comeback. And like I said earlier, there's so much time left in the game, so many possessions left. Down there and empty. It's looking like man maybe in defense, but we'll see. But still zone, looking like cover 2. Ben still taking what the defense is giving them. Great job by Ben. It was cover 2. And the Browns don't have to rush any extra defenders, so that linebackers can play coverage, the DBs can still play coverage, and it gives them more insurance in the pass game. So because the Browns are playing cover 2, that's the weak spot, and we saw it in our Justin Jefferson highlight tapes. Look at the top of the screen. DB's gonna play low, the safety's gonna play high, and there's a soft spot in between. Big Ben finds it. Great accuracy by him. Great job of the receiver slowing down so Ben can make that pass. But in cover 2, that's the weak spot. That is one of the weak spots. And great job of Ben seeing it and executing. That's good. That's good football. Good job. Good job of the line holding their blocks. That's good football. That's always good to see things work how they should. 1st and 10, they're driving down the field. Great job by Ben taking a check down. James Conner making a play. Yes, sir, my boy, getting out of bounds. Great job. Almost got a 1st down. Watch it from the back view. Great job of Ben's pocket presence. Look at Myles Garrett come off the edge so hard. Look at that. He came off the edge super hard. Ben looked like he almost got his back arm tapped, but he tucked it a little bit. Threw the check down. That's great pocket presence, great poise and composure by Ben, and great job by James Conner making the play. 2nd and 2, 2nd quarter, 1 and down. empty backfield. Same thing, check down. And Ben just making the play. Taking them down the field, check down by check down. Taking what the defense is giving them. Great job catching the ball, getting out of bounds. Great job. Love to see. 2nd and 5. They're inside at 10 now. Same thing. Just taking what the defense is giving you. They're playing zone coverage. So all the receivers have to do, whatever routes they have, just find a hole in the zone and slow down so Ben can get you the ball in the open zone. That's all Eric Ebron just did. And that's why zone can be so tricky. Because the offense knows they just got to sit in the zone, sit in the hole. Down ball on the 1, first down. And so that's great defense by 36 on the defense in the spot. Because Juju is a big guy, so I know it's hard guarding that man on the goal line. So that is phenomenal defense. Forcing a hard throw. 4th down. Ball on the 2. Gotta go for it. Bad snap. They still hitting it off. James Conner did not get it. Or did he? Great job by 93 and the DB coming to fill their gaps. So if you look, 93 filled this A gap, and then the DB came down in this open gap on his B. Yeah, look at both of them fill. Ooh, contact. That's playoff football right there. Whatever it takes. And like the ball came out. So what ended up happening? Maybe it was or something. Now it's first down again. And this is easy. I mean, what are we doing? We'll watch it from that end zone view to see what happened with the blocks. So right now, pre-snap, if you count, is 4 on 4, depending on what this linebacker does. Because it's from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Browns have 1, 3, 4. So everybody has their block, and 93 is the wild card. So now it was 4 on 4 until that guard pulled. So 71 pulled, and he was the extra man, and he sealed this in. Sealed 29. So the guard pulled, he sealed 29, and 93 was not there to fill. Great blocking, great play calling. Put the Browns in the bad spot. So now they finally scored at the end of the second half. Still so much time left. Great leadership by Ben, taking what the defense is giving them to get down, get some points on the board. Now the Browns have the ball back. They just run, want to get out of the half with as many points as possible, and as fast as possible. Cameron Hayward got a little physical with the lineman. So they just hand the ball off. Great job of Cameron Hayward standing his ground and stoning his blocker and allowing his guys to come rally for the tackle. 2nd and 7. See what goes on here. Drop pass. That was a great ball placement by Baker. Then that's 82 second. His second drop pass. He dropped the pass on a little curl route earlier. Come on, man. Gotta catch these balls. Have to. Playoff football, man. What we doing? Well, yeah. But it looked like it could have been a little inaccurate too from that view. Inaccuracy could have definitely played a role in that. 3rd down. Up back the pass. Baker stepping up, scrambling. And so this is what I love to see. It's playoff football, man. You got to get a first down so that way the Steelers don't get the ball back, so that way they don't score before halftime. And Baker knows that, and he does everything. He lays it all on the line. Look at this scramble. I mean, by this point, at this point, you're running. Look at this man already blocking. So you 100% have to run. And if you look at these DBs, he knows he has to get to the sticks, wherever they are. And so it's going to be some contact. But look at what he does. Covers the ball. Look at him protect the ball. Lowered that shoulder and tried his best to get that first down. Come on, that's what you call a gamer. A guy that's trying to make a play for his team. A guy that's willing to lay it all on the line. And the only reason I appreciate this so much is because either this weekend or last weekend in the wildcard games, there was a quarterback. I want to say it was the Rams quarterback, Warford, or Warford, whatever his last name is. And He was in this exact situation. They needed a first down, and this man just ran out of bounds. Like he pulled up, ran out of bounds. And it was frustrating because it's like everybody else is out here giving it everything they got. And the quarterback out here acting like he's a prized possession. Man ended up getting hurt, couldn't finish the game. And I think it was him that I was watching. And I saw him do that. But great play by Baker, man. That's playoff football. And he got the first down. Come on, man. That's playoff football. Little stuff like that can make a difference in the outcome of the game. So the Steelers came on the corner blitz. Baker just threw a check down to the running back. Take what you can get. Great job. So the corner came from the right side. He blitzed off the edge. We'll watch it from the own view. Great job of the offensive lineman sorting it out and picking it up. Look at this. Now, you see how they passed off TJ Watt? He recognized that the DB was coming. Great job. Look at this right side of the line. Passed off TJ Watt. Picked up the DB. Great job. Offensive line is so unappreciated. But that was a great blitz pickup. Taking the 9. Minute left. Half. Do what they do. Great job. Takedown was wide open. Man stayed in bounds. Well, he went out right there. Checkdown was wide open. Great play by Nick Chubb. And like I said earlier, this is the stuff running back should get credit for. Making guys miss. Just one of the examples. He was wide open. Hey, the DB miss. Come on. He had extra yardage. It might actually want to turn this into some points. I can't remember how this drive ended. But it goes. I'm trying to get out second half quick. Now let's try to get some points on the board. Great job securing that catch. Austin Hooper, great catch. And this is when it becomes a nightmare to guard tight ends. Look at 41. He's guarding Austin Hooper man to man. And the tight end's so big, you just get boxed out, and there's nothing you can do. So that's got to be frustrating. Great job by Austin Hooper, and great job by Baker. Good accuracy. For the guard, Treader, great blocks and great run. Now that's a physical playoff run. That's serve. Serve. Let them boys know, Kareem. But look at the blocks. Treader pulled. Great blocking. All right, now if we count the box, look, before the snap happens, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because try to pull. Where on this side of the defense, there's only 1, 2, 3 people in the box on this side of the defense. 98 has left the box because there's a receiver over there. So there's only 3 defenders against Pittsburgh's 5 blockers. And I say 5 because we're counting from the center over to the run side, but you have to add 1 more because 77 pulls. So that's 5 against the Steelers 3. That's why this becomes a big run. And lucky Minka has made plenty of touchdown saving tackles this game. Lucky he's a great tackler. Not, and would have been like way more out of pocket than it. First down. Ball looking like 12-yard line. Great job by Austin Hooper. Great footwork, great route running on 41. He danced on 41. Look at Austin Hooper in the slot. He ends up looking like he's running an option route. But look at 41. It'll be a lot easier to see you. Good footwork with a stick and get outside. And it might not have been an option route. It might have been out regardless. Great footwork, great route running. And great pass by Baker. So they blitz, great blitz pickup, and nobody was on this man. Austin Hooper was wide open. I don't know whose responsibility he is, whether in man or zone. 98 comes on a blitz. So there's no receivers out wide. So what you guys see on the screen right here is the only thing that's going on this side of the field. There's nobody outside to the right. So TJ Watt comes on, he pressures the quarterback. 98 pressures this corner. I think he has number 20 behind TJ Watt. Kareem Hunt runs a little flat route, so the corner follows him. Now, I don't know who's responsible for Austin Hooper, whether it's 41 and he's out of position, he should be more to the right. I don't know, or if it's Minka. But the way Minka threw his hands up when the play happened, I don't know. I don't think that was Minka's man. I think Minka was just responsible for the middle of the field. Look at Minka throw his hands up. Look, he threw his hands up. So that can't be his man. So the fact that 41 follows Kareem Hunt. If you watch this, I play it. Look at 41 run after Kareem Hunt. So that's making me thinking 41 was in coverage. The corner has Kareem Hunt. Either the corner should have been on the tight end or 40. I don't know. Regardless, 41 is out of position. And this is not the first time this game he's been out of position. He's out of position. He needs to be more to the middle or to the right side of the field so that way he can guard either one of these men. He honestly could line up right over Kareem, but he's out of position to make a play. And it puts that corner in a bad position because now whether he goes, even if the corner did back up to get Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt would have been wide open on the flat route. So it was a lose-lose for the corner because he didn't have help. And Minka was supposed to play in the middle of the field. But 41 was out of position on that play. And that's not the first time he's been out of position in this game. And this costed the Steelers a touchdown. So now, 1st and 10, it's only like 40 seconds left in the half. They just run a little draw play to get out of the half safely. Well executed for sure. We'll watch it from the end zone view. Great job. Great job with DB. 1st and 10, it's only 19 seconds left. They're down 21 again. 28 again, 28 points. Browns playing very soft coverage. And pass looked like it was low. What's going on with Ben and his pass, his accuracy? I don't know what's going on with his mechanics either. I don't know what happened. Oh no, 18 fell. 18 fell. And this little stuff like I'm gonna pause it. It's little stuff like that. Yes, he fell, and yes, you can't really control it, but you can. It's playoff football. Make sure your feet are under you. Like, come on. Like these little miscues are adding up, man, and it's putting the Steelers at a huge deficit that's starting to be hard to overcome. But they're literally doing all of this to themselves. This offense, every turnover, every drop pass, like everything that has gone bad for this offense is 100% because of them. The Browns have yet to jump a route and catch a pick. The Browns have yet to strip somebody and force a fumble. The Browns have yet to run a corner blitz and get a strip sack on Ben. Like none of that has happened, which means I'm saying that because all of the Steelers' mistakes are coming because of their lack of focus, their lack of execution, their lack of focusing on their mechanics. Like they are shooting themselves in the foot, and it's frustrating to see. Like that is horrible football. What are we doing? It is playoff football. What are we doing? Everybody needs to lock in on what their job is and pay attention to every little thing that they're doing. That way, as a team, they can come back and make some plays, man. Give them a chance. And then on the defense, they haven't been able to stop Cleveland's run game at all. The only play that wasn't a part of the run game that was a big play was when Jarvis caught the pass over the middle when he ran that little like slant fake out and he ran a little slant, scored. But other than that, they just have not been able to stop. The Steelers have not been able to stop the Browns' run game at all. And part of it, in my opinion, which I don't know the game plan, I don't know their playbook, I don't know their responsibilities, but just based on the film, the linebacker number 41 for the Steelers has been out of position a lot, has been getting ran through. Like he has been there, like a hindrance to the success of the defense. And then they're trying to get out of bounds. Great catch by Chase. 1st and 10, 9 seconds left. Get a field goal. I don't know if they make it, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it from the end zone view to see if he made it. Oh, he made it. Yeah, we can see. So I'm gonna stop it right here. I just wanted to watch that first half to see what led to the Browns getting up so much in that first half. So if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna end this half. The score's gonna be 35-10. They're up 25 going into the second half. It's playoff football. The Steelers have shot themselves in the foot on offense and on defense. Offensively, like I said, it's been drop passes that have led to tip balls. It's been the defensive line tipping the pass and catching an interception off of it. It's been Ben totally missing Juju on a 1st and 20 that would have led to a first down and a big momentum. Like it would have gave the offense momentum. Like little stuff like that. It's been the Browns not being afraid of the Steelers' run game because they can't execute in the run blocking, and so their run game is not a threat, which allows them to play two safeties. Just stuff like that, man. The Steelers have been shooting themselves in the foot defensively. I may be wrong. It could be. I don't know, but it's looking like 41. At least in this first half, number 41 for the Steelers has been out of position so much, and it has costed the Steelers a couple touchdowns. It's hard to put like a couple touchdowns on one player, but besides that Jarvis Landry play when he caught the slant, the number 41 has been responsible for a lot of defensive lapses that have costed them as a team. A lot of yardage and like maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. And then number 41 got his chest ran up by Kareem Hunt too for the touchdown too. So that he was wilding. But other than that, the Browns have executed well in their run blocking scheme as we saw. Treader, the right guard for the Browns, number 77 has had a great game as of now. Like up until halftime, we haven't watched the tape of his second half, but that first half by Treader was amazing. That whole offensive line has blocked well. They've not allowed TJ Watt to be a factor in the game. Even though he did have a TFL, I think, when he came down hard and made I think the Browns ran a stretch play to the left and TJ Watt just ran down the line and made the tackle. But other than that, the Browns have done a great job on offense. They haven't really been dropping passes. They have dropped a couple though. 82 has dropped maybe 2, and Baker was inaccurate on a few throws. But other than that, the Browns have played a really, really great first half. Great execution in the run game. And the Steelers just have to play better. This is 100% them shooting themselves in the foot. Like in every aspect of the game. Blocking, catching, throwing, everything. They're shooting themselves in the foot. And like I said, defensively, number 41 has to be better. He has to play better. But everybody has their bad games. And so we'll see. But this was not a great game by them. In the second half, if I had to summarize it, I would just say the Browns kept playing preventative measures on defense. And the Steelers just walked down the field. Ben was taking what they gave him. He walked down the field, threw 4 touchdowns, 400 and some change yards. And the Browns on offense, they just kept making plays like we saw in the first half. They kept being able to have success in the run game. Jarvis made some great plays in the second half. Baker was just making great throws. But it was easy. It looked easy as far as execution. So the Steelers, they have to do better on offense. You wouldn't think you would see these many mistakes by Ben. As far as like having lazy mechanics, getting flat-footed, overthrowing receivers, stuff like that. You wouldn't think you would see that many mistakes from him. He's arguably a Hall of Famer. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to the playoffs so many times and has had so much success. So you don't expect that from him. But every year's a new year. You got to show it to play because the guys on the other team are hungry just like you are. But this was a great game by the Browns. And I'm glad I could sit down and break down this first half with you guys. I'm out.